The Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person right now.
It's so crazy that he just like lies all the time, like nonstop. And there are still people, you still have people going, nah, dog, you don't understand. He's a billionaire. He did this. Elon Musk tells the BBC about painful Twitter takeover, an exclusive interview.
You have 4 months to live, 120 days. In 120 days, you're dead. So what do you want to do?
How much are you worth?
I don't know.
But I mean, we're talking about around the $200 billion mark. I mean, it's not quite. You're framing it in a way that you know that it had a few months to live.
I already don't like what's going on here. What the is happening? Did this guy get owned by Elon Musk? Is this controlled opposition? What the is this? You should never, under any circumstance, get owned by Elon Musk. It should be illegal to be owned by Elon Musk. You did not own him, and he got owned by him? Oh no. Oh no. Oh God, that's so bad. I hate that.
You're quite a rich man.
I sold a lot of Tesla stock to close this deal. I did not want to sell the Tesla stock.
In terms of advertising, obviously Twitter's not a private company anymore, so we don't really know how it's all going. Have all the advertisers come back?
Not all, but most.
And
you can see it for yourself on Twitter, even in the For You feed.
Yeah, no, totally. That's why I keep getting like Matt Walsh ads or ads about some Jesus movie. That's bullshit. But he can lie about it because it's a private company. Who's gonna check him? Wow, someone should really tell Elon Musk that he's lying about his company. Like, yeah, of course.
Right.
I mean, in the following feed. Don't use For You because it sucks.
Right.
Filled with hate speech, I'm told.
That's not what I said.
Okay, fine. Well, why don't you use For You? What's wrong with it?
How is it going? Is Twitter in profit now?
No, Twitter is rough. I'd say we're rough.
This guy already is just the worst interviewer of all time. Elon Musk is here because he knows very well. Elon Musk is here with a different purpose than this guy is. When you're going to interview someone like this who loves right-winger content, who like is, you know, a right-winger himself, he's coming at it to look like Jordan Peterson, okay? He's not there to have like an actual interview. He's glazing up the interview because he knows it was a softball. Yeah, I do say that in an interview, I have a lot of respect for the BBC. Not organization is perfect, of course, but the BBC overall quite good. Yeah, of course he's glazing the BBC. They sucked them.
Roughly break even at this point.
And I think you've said before you see a world where you could be in profit. Is there a timeline on that, do you think?
I mean, depending on how things go, if current trends continue, I think we could be profitable, or, I mean, I'd say, to be more precise, we could be cash flow positive this quarter if things keep going well.
This quarter, as soon as that.
Cap, brother. What the That's insane. Bro. If you ask that, you better have some goddamn follow-up to be like, all of these advertisers have pulled. Like, you're a journalist. You could go to the advertisers and ask OMD, for example, or Ogilvy, or any number of like major ad companies, whether or not they have stood by their original take that they were pulling their ads out of Twitter. You can come to this interview with armed with the answers. You can turn around and go, well, here, as journalists, we did our jobs and we went to some of your top top sponsors, top advertisement buyers, right? And we asked them if they are still working, and it seems like they're still not working with you guys. So what do you have to say to that? How have you made up the lack of revenue from all of these major companies that have said that they're pulling out of Twitter? Okay, how have you made up that revenue? How? Especially because Elon Musk is like a known con man. He does this all the time. He's like, self-driving cars are coming. Oh, COVID is ending in like a week. For the record, this is not just Elon Musk. Most CEOs are trained to be this way. They're trained to defend the company, and for that purpose, they will lie. So you should have this level of preparation, and you should have this level of training before you cover any CEO of any corporation.
Possibly, yeah.
Wow. And do you have a message for the advertiser? I mean, can you say which advertisers haven't come back?
I think almost all of them have either come back or
Elon doesn't lie though. Yeah, no, you're right. Elon has never lied. Battery swaps are happening currently. The Tesla truck the Cybertruck is in full blown production. Everyone's driving around with it. Everyone's driving around with the Roadsters that are mass consumed. This is a big banger. Everyone is driving their self-driving cars, which is pretty cool. We're on Mars. There's a boring tunnel in Los Angeles now, which has greatly reduced traffic. The Hyperloop is real. I mean, it's all, COVID was over 2 weeks after he said COVID will be over in 2 weeks. It was crazy when it ended in April 2020. I mean, Tesla did secure funding and actually went private at 420, and that the diver in Thailand was actually indeed a pedophile, and all of that stuff worked out. Neuralink is super successful and totally not killing every monkey that it's been tested on, so much so that like the ethics committee had to put an end to some of the Neuralink tests because of just like the insane cruelty.
For
Wait,
8
what?
years, Elon Musk has been saying
What is
he would
this?
deliver a self-driving car in a year or so. He still isn't close.
A Tesla car next year will probably be 90% capable of autopilot. Like, so 90% of your miles could be on auto.
We're probably only a month away from having autonomous driving, at least for highways and for relatively simple roads.
Dude, sorry. How can I forget? Hold on. The funniest one. I will step down as Twitter CEO if this poll ends up causing me to step down from Twitter CEO. I will also only make major decisions about Twitter via polls. I also bought Twitter for free speech purposes and certainly wasn't actually owned by the Delaware courts and forced to buy it, which I tried to fight in the court system.
The Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person right now. We're still on track for being able to go cross country from LA to New York by the end of the year, fully autonomous. But next year, for sure, we will have over 1 million robo-taxis on the road.
It's so crazy that he just like lies all the time, like nonstop. And there are still people after all of his like patently obvious abject failures on the timeline and how thin-skinned of an egomaniacal man baby he is. You still have people going, nah, dog, you don't understand. He's a billionaire. He did this.
I'm extremely confident of achieving full autonomy and releasing it to the Tesla customer base next year.
When do you think Tesla will solve level 4 FSD?
I mean, it's looking quite likely that it will be next year.
What about all the successful things he's done? Wait, what do you mean? What does that? People don't understand the legislation for something like self-driving cars to be permitted. Yeah, it's the legislation that's preventing Elon. You're right. So, yeah, brother, listen. Ultimately, given the dynamic of capitalism and how the markets work, Elon Musk has done something very successfully, and that is con people into thinking that he is like this brilliant inventor, and people respond positively to that, and they trust him, and every time he lies, no matter what happens, every single time he lies, his stock prices, the Tesla stock goes up.
Said they're going to come back. There are very few exceptions.
Can you say any of the exceptions?
I actually don't know of anyone who said definitively they're not coming back. They're all sort of trending towards coming back.
But there are some that just haven't.
Jumping in the water's warm. It's great.
That's your message to the advertisers who haven't come back.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Like, even the quickest thing you could do is if advertisers were coming back and fighting one another over your inventory space, why did you do an insane like door busting sale for $500K plus advertisement dollars being spent offers you double the amount of inventory? Like, why did you do that? SpaceX was the first to make self-landing rocket booster. Yeah, no, it's great. SpaceX is great. It's just I wish that it was still NASA instead of another way to outsource to private companies what used to be government funding. It just literally takes government scientists, government funds, and then reappropriates it back to a third-party contractor so that Elon can reap the results and the benefits. Elon didn't create SpaceX, he bought it. He didn't create Tesla, he bought it. And ultimately it doesn't matter. It's not like Elon is the one who's like creating these inventions and innovations anyway. He's hiring scientists to do it, and he's reaping the rewards and running around like he's Tony Stark.
You know, if Disney feels comfortable advertising, you know, children's movies, and Apple feels comfortable advertising iPhones, those are good indicators that Twitter is a good place to advertise.
I want to talk about if you have any regrets. And you know, I think you were booed at a Dave Chappelle concert. I think your own lawyer said a little. Well, some say a little, some say a bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the richest man in the world. Cheers and booze, I see.
We're expecting this, were you?
Oh, man.
Hey, wait a minute. Those of you booing.
They're still booing hard. Oh, brother. Oh, they're booing extra hard.
Do you have any regrets buying Twitter?
I think it was something that needed to be done.
I mean, you said earlier
quite
that you,
difficult, you know. It's
Come on, bro. If you push back, I'm gonna lose my mind. Push back. He didn't want to buy Twitter. He was forced to buy Twitter. If you don't even get this down, I don't know what to tell you. You should just like leave your badge after this interview. You are no longer a journalist. You are just a meat writer.
I'd say that like the pain level of Twitter has been extremely high. This hasn't been some sort of party. It's been really quite a stressful situation, you know, for the last several months. Not an easy one. But apart from the pain, I mean, so it's been quite painful. But I think at the end of the day, it should have been done. I think were there many mistakes made along the way? Of course, you know. But you know, all's well that ends well. And so I feel like we're headed to a good place. You know, we're roughly break even. I think we're trending towards being cash flow positive very soon, like literally in a matter of months. The advertisers are returning. I think the quality of recommended tweets.
Bro, even in the interview itself, he just contradicts himself. Like he's like, "Nah, Twitter is doing great. The water's warm, you know? Dip in." And then turns around and is like, "Okay, it's going to be great. I promise. Like, please believe me. It's going to be great. It's going to be so sick."
So overall, I think the trend is very good. So
well, let's unpack this further with our business reporter, Joao Da Silva, who joins us from our bureau in Singapore. Joao, it was an
I'm sorry, you can't lick your wounds after conducting a shitty interview. I'm not letting BBC do that right now, okay? That is literally what they're doing. They did a shitty interview. Elon said a whole bunch of nothing, which is what you're expecting from CEOs, and that's what your expectation should be, which is precisely the reason why you should absolutely do your very best to parse through that misinformation with actual information that you prepared ahead of time. That's what a good journalist is supposed to do. You didn't even prepare. Like, what is this? This looks like it was haphazardly put together last second by a bunch of people who were just like, oh, we have an opportunity to talk to him. This is not supposed to be a safe space for Elon to say whatever the he wants without an ounce of scrutiny. It blows my mind. This was just an abject failure, dude. Blows my mind. Technically, it was 90% cheers, 10% booze, except during quiet periods. But still, that's a lot of booze, which is a first for me in real life, frequent on Twitter. It's almost as if I've offended San Francisco's unhinged leftists, but nah, which is literally the most in copium. Dude, this level of copium is nuclear grade, okay? This level of copium, this is an event that changes the course of history type explosive copium. Oh, yeah, they were booing me, but only 10%. This would break a Geiger counter. Yeah, this would be so high on the scale of copium that the Geiger counter would not be able to, it would loop back around and then be like, oh, it's 3.58 Röntgen. Not good, not bad. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, how the dude, there is nothing better. There is nothing better than an immediate reaction from a crowd just being like, you suck, dude. You suck ass. You. Nobody cares. Yourself. That's precisely what happened here.